Have you been sweating over a sudden terrifying dip in your Google Analytics or Search Console data recently?
Oh, I mean, so many people are right now.
Right, you log in on a Monday morning expecting to see that, steady, comforting climb in organic sessions, and instead it's just crickets.
Yeah, or worse, just a slow, agonizing slide downward.
Exactly. Well, I want to reassure you right out of the gate, you are not alone and you aren't necessarily doing anything wrong.
No, not at all. In fact, if you're measuring success by the old rules, you're going to feel like you're failing, even when you're actually winning. I mean, the era of the 10 blue links it's completely fading out.
It really is. So, welcome to episode 26 of Online Marketing Tip, Tricks, and Secrets, a production by our amazing team here at Gill Media. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a brand new internal strategy brief we actually just circulated among our team here.
Yeah, it's a really vital document.
It's titled Zero-Click SEO, How to Get Found When No One Clicks Your Link. So, okay, let's unpack this. Our goal for this deep dive is to explain exactly why a massive drop in your traditional website traffic might, surprisingly, be the biggest commercial opportunity your brand has had in a decade.
It sounds totally counterintuitive, I know.
Right, but it's true, provided you know how to position yourself as the definitive authority in this new AI-driven search landscape.
Yeah, because the board has fundamentally been flipped. We all know what zero-click search is at this point,
For the
right?
most part, yeah.
A user asks Google's AI overviews or, ChatGPT or Perplexity a complex question, and the engine just synthesizes a comprehensive answer right there on the screen.
They don't have to go anywhere else.
Exactly. The user gets exactly what they need, and they never click through to your website. The friction of the entire journey is just gone.
Right, and in the past, we kind of thought of search engines like a massive public library. You'd go to the card catalog, find the section, and check out a stack of books to take home.
Right. And checking out those books was the equivalent of a user clicking 10 links.
Exactly, opening 10 tabs, reading through them on your site. You got the foot traffic, you got the sessions, but now AI acts more like a ruthless executive assistant.
Oh, I like that framing. How so?
Well, imagine a CEO tells their executive assistant, like, I need to know the best CRM tools for marketing agencies by 3 p.m.
Yeah.
That assistant isn't going to hand the CEO a stack of 10, 5,000-word blog posts to read. They'd be fired.
Right, CEO doesn't have time for that.
No. The assistant is going to read all 10 posts, synthesize the data themselves, and hand the CEO a single piece of paper with 3 bullet points and a definitive recommendation. The CEO never reads your blog, but if the assistant cited your platform as the top recommendation, you just won the deal.
What's fascinating here is, well, it's the mechanics of how that assistant, the large language model, decides who to trust. In the old model, our primary metric for success was organic traffic. How many unique sessions did we get? But in this new reality, traffic is a secondary byproduct.
Which is a huge shift.
A massive shift.
Yeah.
The new gold standard, thanks to these instant AI answers, is now algorithmic brand recall and trust. You are moving from a currency of traffic to essentially a currency of influence.
Okay, I have to push back on that right away.
Sure, go for it.
Because I am channeling every single marketer listening to this who is currently staring down a Q3 revenue quota.
Fair enough.
I cannot take influence to the bank, right?
Yeah.
If my dashboard shows a 30% drop in organic traffic because users are getting their answers on the search page and then immediately closing their phones, well, how does that actually help my business?
That's a scary thought.
Doesn't a lack of traffic fundamentally guarantee a lack of leads?
It's the most logical fear to have, absolutely. But it assumes that all traffic was created equal in the first place, which we know isn't true.
Okay.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, we really have to look at the psychology of the modern buyer's journey. When your brand provides the underlying data that fuels an AI's answer, you cease being just another billboard on the digital highway.
You become the source.
Exactly. You become the origin node. When a user sees an AI explicitly cite your brand for a solution, you are winning the battle for trust before the consumer even realizes they are in a buying journey.
But wait, consumers are getting much smarter about, AI hallucinations and bad data.
They are, yeah.
So does a user actually trust an AI citation as much as they trust reading a brand's website directly?
Well, data actually suggests they trust it more, provided it's contextualized.
Really?
More? Yeah, because the AI acts as an impartial third party. Look, if I go to your website, I completely expect you to tell me you're the best.
Of course, it's my website.
Right. But if I ask an impartial AI model to analyze the entire market, and it tells me you're the best based on data it scraped from your site, That third-party validation is incredibly potent.
Wow, okay.
You are seeding the market. Traffic is transactional. Influence is foundational.
I see what you mean. You're shifting the perspective from a short-term click to a sort of long-term psychological anchor.
Precisely.
But, philosophy doesn't execute a campaign. Let's get into the mechanics of our Gill Media Brief.
Let's do it.
How do we actually optimize a website for an environment where traffic isn't the primary goal? I mean, if we want the AI executive assistant to cite us, how do we make sure it actually reads our brief?
It starts with removing the computational cost for the algorithm, which means you have to master structured data, specifically advanced schema markup.
Right, because AI models and search engine crawlers, they do not look at the web with human eyes.
No, they don't.
They do not care about your beautiful UX design or your clever, punchy copywriting.
Not at all. We have to remember that parsing unstructured HTML text requires massive processing power. When a large language model scrapes a page, it has to figure out the context. Like, is this string of text a product price? Is it a review? Is it a step in a tutorial? That takes algorithmic effort.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Think of your website data like a massive global supply chain.
Okay, I'm following.
If you pack 100 shipping containers with random unlabeled goods, the customs inspectors, in this case the AI bots, they have to crack open every single container, dig through the boxes, and manually categorize everything. It is wildly inefficient.
And AI companies are utterly obsessed with efficiency and reducing compute costs.
Exactly. So implementing advanced schema markup like FAQ, how-to, product, and review schema, it's like slapping perfectly standardized, machine-readable RFID tags on every single pallet in that shipping container.
That's a great way to visualize it.
You aren't changing the cargo, right?
Right.
The content is exactly the same. But when the AI bot scanned it, it instantly knows, this is a question, this is the precise answer, this is a price, this is a 5-star review. You are serving your data on a silver platter in the exact format the AI requires to build its vector embeddings.
Mechanically, you are just exploiting the path of least algorithmic resistance.
Right.
If an AI is generating a summary in real time, and it has to choose between a competitor's site with messy, unstructured paragraph text and your site, where the FAQ schema explicitly serves up the data in clean JSON-LD format,
It's a no-brainer.
it will pull from your structured data almost every single time. It's faster, it's cheaper to process, and it's far less prone to parsing errors.
Okay, so Schema gives the AI the standardized barcode to easily ingest our data. But just because an AI can read your data doesn't mean it will choose to cite it over competitors.
Very true.
Which brings us to the actual substance of the content. We all know the old Google EEAT framework, right? Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust.
The golden rule of SEO for years.
Yeah, but our Gill Media Brief argues we need to look at this entirely differently now.
We do. Because in an LLM-driven search environment, the first E experience is arguably the absolute only competitive moat you have left.
Wait, really? Why is that?
Because AI can easily fake the rest of it. And AI can instantly generate a highly authoritative-sounding, perfectly grammatical, expertly structured 2,000-word article on top 10 B2B marketing strategies.
And it does it in 5 seconds.
Exactly. What it is entirely incapable of replicating is firsthand, lived experience.
How does an algorithm actually measure experience, though? I mean, it's software. It doesn't know if I actually lived through a failed ad campaign.
It measures it through a concept called information gain.
Okay, unpack that.
When an LLM crawls the web, it maps concepts into vector spaces. If you write a blog post that just synthesizes the same 10 articles the AI has already scraped from the front page of Google, your information gain score is virtually 0.
Because there's nothing new.
Right. You provided no net new information to the model's dataset. Therefore, there is absolutely no mathematical reason for the AI to cite you.
So, to force a citation, you have to introduce data that does not exist anywhere else in its training weights.
Precisely. The brief explicitly states your content must be infused with unique, proprietary data. Original case studies. First-party analytics.
Right.
Let's say you survey 500 of your own customers about their budget constraints for 2027, and you publish those exact statistical findings. You now own that data node.
But hold on. If I publish that amazing proprietary data, what stops my biggest competitor from just, reading my report, rewriting my stats into their own blog post, and stealing the visibility?
This is where entity resolution comes in. Search engines and AI models map the web through massive knowledge graphs. When they detect a new high-value data point, they look for the origin node, the first, most authoritative entity to publish it.
Oh, I see.
If you have your schema dialed in and your brand entity is strongly established, the AI maps that original statistic back to you. Even if a competitor paraphrases it, the algorithm knows they aren't the source. You become the primary source material the AI is desperately hungry for.
I love that. We are essentially forcing their hand by creating an information monopoly on specific niche data points.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, so we've established the technical ingestion with schema. We've established the content moat using information gain and proprietary data. Now we have to address the massive elephant in the room.
The ROI reality check.
Yes, measurement. Because eventually, you have to sit in a room with a CFO or a client who doesn't care about origin nodes. They care about revenue.
Always.
So what does this all mean for the person crunching the numbers? If you look at your analytics tomorrow, see a dip in organic sessions, but know you are doing the zero-click strategy correctly, what exact numbers should you be putting in your reports to prove it's working?
This raises an important question, and it's the exact hurdle we spend a huge amount of time solving for our clients here at Gill Media.
Yeah.
You have to completely overhaul your reporting dashboard.
Toss out the old playbook.
Pretty much. You can no longer rely on last-click attribution. The brief outlines 3 specific ways to measure ROI in a zero-click landscape.
Let's get granular with this. What is the first metric?
First, you need to stop looking at raw sessions and track assisted conversions and brand sentiment.
Okay.
And platforms like GA4, you have to look at the multi-channel funnel reports.
Yeah.
A user might not convert on their first direct visit.
Right. Rarely happens anyway.
Exactly. But if you integrate social listening tools and monitor mentions across the web, Reddit, and industry forums, you can actually correlate spikes in positive brand sentiment with your proprietary data releases.
Okay, but sentiment is still a bit, fluffy for a CFO. What's a hard metric?
Metric number 2, and this is the hard one, brand search growth. This is absolutely critical.
How do we track that?
In Google Search Console, you need to use regex filtering to isolate every search query that includes your brand name, plus any modifiers. For example, not just searching Gill Media, but Gill Media SEO tips or Gill Media schema guide.
Why does that specific combination matter so much?
Because of navigational intent.
Hmm.
If a user asks an AI a generic question, like how to improve SEO, the AI provides a generic summary. But if that AI cited us yesterday, and today the user explicitly searches for Gill Media SEO tips, they bypass the generic AI summary entirely.
Oh, wow.
The AI engine knows they are looking for our ecosystem specifically, so it routes them directly to us. If your generic non-branded traffic is down 15%, but searches for your exact brand name are up 25% month over month, you are winning.
You are transitioning from being a commodity to being a destination.
Exactly.
You're pulling them out of the AI's walled garden into yours. That makes total sense. What's the third metric?
Monitoring direct traffic anomalies as an attribution proxy.
Which is funny because direct traffic usually gets ignored.
Right. Direct traffic often gets treated as a junk drawer in analytics. People just assume it's users who bookmark the site. But we consistently see that a spike in direct traffic perfectly correlates with a successful zero-click visibility campaign.
Give me an example of how that plays out.
A user asks an AI a question on their phone, sees your brand cited as the authority, puts their phone away, and then the next morning they sit at their work laptop and type your exact URL directly into their browser.
Which traditional analytics will just track as direct, entirely missing the AI touchpoint that caused it.
Yes.
You really have to read between the lines of your own data.
You do. But there is a massive silver lining here regarding the quality of those leads.
I was just going to ask about that. If we are losing out on thousands of generic top-of-funnel clicks, aren't we just, shrinking our overall pipeline?
You are shrinking the volume, absolutely, but you are exponentially increasing the conversion rate. The Gill Media brief highlights that leads generated from a user who has already consumed a comprehensive AI-generated answer are significantly higher quality.
Why? Because the AI effectively did the pre-sales qualification for us?
Exactly. Think about the old 10 blue links model. Someone clicks your site, they are casually browsing, they don't really know what their core problem is yet, let alone how to solve it.
Right, they read 2 paragraphs and bounce.
Yeah. In the zero-click model, the AI has already educated them. It has synthesized the pros and cons of the entire market. If a user takes the extra deliberate step to seek out your brand after reading a comprehensive AI summary, they aren't tire kickers anymore.
They are completely pre-educated, they have high intent, they've done their homework, and the AI executive assistant literally told them, we are the experts.
Precisely. You are trading a high volume of low-intent clicks for a lower volume of absolute red-hot leads. It is quality over quantity, enforced by an algorithmic gatekeeper.
All right, well, let's bring this all together. The bottom line of our internal Guild Media brief is a massive paradigm shift. Zero-click SEO is not the death of search marketing. It is simply its evolution.
A necessary evolution.
Yeah. The brands that win in 2026 and beyond will be the ones that stop churning out generic blog posts just to chase empty keyword volume. They will start fighting for the click, and they will throw all their resources into fighting for the citation.
You have to build the technical infrastructure to be read and the proprietary content to be trusted.
Yeah.
Acting as the definitive source of truth is the ultimate competitive advantage now.
And as a reminder to you listening, this isn't just theory for us. As a team here at Guild Media, we live and breathe this exact architecture.
Every single day.
We are building these schema infrastructures and information gain strategies for businesses all the time.
Right.
So if you're staring at a broken analytics dashboard and you need help optimizing your site for this new AI-driven landscape, reach out to us at Guild Media today. We can audit your current content strategy and help you find those proprietary data nodes.
It really is an exciting time to be building digital strategy, because the playbook is practically being rewritten right now.
It really is.
But I want to leave you with one final lingering question to ponder as we wrap up this deep dive.
Okay, let's hear it.
We've talked extensively about becoming the origin node and providing proprietary data. But if the ultimate goal in marketing is now to be cited as the definitive source of truth by an AI, well, what happens when two rival brands produce perfectly conflicting proprietary data?
Oh, that's a brilliant point.
Okay.
If brand A publishes a massive survey saying one thing, and brand B publishes an equally massive survey saying the exact opposite.
Right. Who does the AI choose to trust? Does it synthesize a middle ground, or does it pick a winner based on invisible vector weights? And more importantly, how will those invisible algorithmic choices shape the very future of what is considered truth in our respective industries?
The battle for the AI's mind. It's a completely fascinating frontier. We started this deep dive talking about how much we miss the clean, engineering-like precision of the old analytics dashboard.
We all do.
We wanted it to be like a perfect X-ray, right? They clicked or they didn't. And while that old machine might feel broken, this new landscape isn't a trap. It's just a much deeper ocean. And if you learn how to navigate it, you might just find you didn't need the X-ray after all. You just needed to become the lighthouse. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into our Guild Media strategy. We'll see you next time.